Hello and welcome back. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's do episode 2 of Arumba's Assay for the first save, Russia. All right, a couple more things I noticed between episodes that I wanted to address. Number one is that our current ruler is, he's exactly average. He's got 9 monarch pips. Our heir is much stronger, but he's quite young and has a weak claim. Legitimacy is going to be an issue in the future. At 65, it's unlikely that we're going to get through the next 10 years or so until this guy comes of age. Normally, I would consider making this guy into a general because I'd want to move toward the administrative points and try to get Alexei Rorokovich's nice monarch point spread. But in this case, I think we'll avoid that. I did also, however, notice that we are at 49 power projection and we don't currently have an insult. So in order to get the full power projection from an insult, you have to insult someone that you have no truce with that is a rival. So we've rivaled Ottomans, France, and Great Britain. So let's go ahead and send an insult off to the Ottomans, which will instantly take us above 50 to get us an extra monarch point a month, which help out quite a bit. We're currently over the leader limit. That is not the former gentleman's fault. That's because I hired an admiral and I put him on the fleet. We got a 2522 out of that deal when we click the Burger Estate button. We're gonna get rid of that guy, get us back to our limit. I would consider probably slackening standards here. The idea of having no manpower, I mean, we're probably going to recover manpower in a short period of peace after this, unless we go immediately to war with the Ottomans, but having no manpower during war is awful for reinforcement. The game doesn't really give you any control over which armies get priority on reinforcements, so if you have 2 armies that are damaged and you need one of them to reinforce the cannons, it might end up reinforcing infantry somewhere across the planet, which is usually not good. So, anyway, I've decided, as you may have noticed, we're going to do more than one episode on this, and we're going to probably play, like a number of people suggested on episode 1, we're going to play until the quote-unquote problem is fixed. So I do still have this screen clip from before. Let me pop that up over here again. And switch over to a window mode where you can see it. Alright, so we started off with 100 ducats in income, and here you can see that we are making a little bit more now because I have added the estates. Right, no, sorry, not the estates, the states. That's a very slight increase in about 1 ducat a month in income there. With the army maintenance at full, we are now making 7 ducats a month instead of -6. Where all the changes came is, number one, I did delete a lot of forts, so we're going to talk about that in a second. We are also still going to maintain this war at slightly less than full maintenance. This is not the Ottomans, right? This is not a full maintenance war. We don't need to be fighting at full strength here. It's just not necessary. One other thing is that with the Cossacks, we're going to sacrifice a little bit of prestige, sack 5 prestige to get some more loyalty and influence, so that we can then do the conscript elite Cossacks button. We want to get that extra 10 army tradition, keep our army tradition as high as possible so that it affects siege ability, morale of armies, and then most importantly in this case right now is manpower recovery speed. We want that. But morale of armies is another huge factor there. One other thing is that looking at the subjects again, I was just curious to see if we were making more money from Polotsk vassal tax, or if we were going to make more money from diverting their trade. And then I realized that, well, let's just do both. Again, this is not a war against the Ottomans. We are not about to click an institution embracement button, so we don't necessarily need to have maxed out prestige. We can get that again until we do that. We also have lots of modifiers that are bringing our prestige up over time. So we're going to go ahead and keep the divert trade on, but then we're going to placate local rulers twice, get them loyal. Hopefully this guy stays loyal. In fact, we could go one more click just to guarantee it, but now we get the 2.9 ducats a month in vassal tax from their base tax, and then we're also going to steal all of their trade income. He's going to demilitarize, which is going to reduce relative strength of the alliance. Our subjects will be less useful, but guess what? We're better at spending money than an AI is. So we want the money. They don't need the money. And we're certainly better at controlling armies than an AI is. So why would we want them to have troops anyway? Like, don't get me wrong, we do want some troops from our subjects for manpower recovery purposes, but we're Russia. We're freaking Russia with a 156k manpower cap. We don't necessarily need manpower from subjects. Why we are protecting against pirates in each of these nodes, I'm guessing the raid coasts from these guys has annoyed him in the past. And these ships don't cost very much. 0.04, so we're spending 0.12 ducats a month for those 3 galleys. I guess it's not a big enough concern to really deal with, but Honestly, I wouldn't even bother with it. I don't really care. Maybe these ones I would worry about, but the others, eh. Transports. Yeah, they're not expensive enough to worry about. Alright, so we are going to play for a little while. One other thing was that the Kiev node, we're currently trying to establish communities. I looked around, I don't see anything about, I don't know, about being like close to a coalition or anything like that, so I would just stick toward the trade power here. And other than that, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and play on speed 3 here for a bit and see if we can, I don't know, at least solve, I want to at least finish this war, and then I want to get some of the troops disbanded once they're back into friendly territory and disbandable. I think I am going to disband some of the Streltsy for now, and definitely going to disband, I personally think we should disband all the way down to 4. I think we only need 4 cav for a combat stack, because when I'm looking at the situation, what is the one country I'm going to fight that I'm going to need a good, strong combat stack? The only one is the Ottomans. That's it. Maybe Sweden. If I'm fighting in the east, I'm fighting, like, nothing, nobody. Or I'm fighting Ming so that I can attack Buryatia or Chagatai or something. But if I'm doing that, then I'm definitely not fighting the Ottomans, right? There's no way you're going to fight both at the same time. So you've got time to send the combat stack from the west side to the east side. So this is kind of personal preference. If you love cavalry, then all right, fine. You can have, you know, 8 of them. But if you want to min-max the economy and like make sure that you're able to get your loans paid off and do all those things, I would recommend going down to just 4. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take the cav off. We're going to just get rid of these guys. Alright, so that gets us down to 10, and I think the other 6 were all down here. Yeah. So let's go ahead and pull off... 2 of these guys, and actually there are another 4 somewhere. I think it was one of these other stacks around here. There they are. And this was one of the ones that had the bad cav. So get rid of him. You know what? Tell you what. We're just going to get rid of all of these cav instead. Which is at 6, and here these 2 will get disbanded. That leaves us with just 4, and that's where they should be. They should be on the front line of our current war. We don't have the money to start trading new cannons, but I would say that before we fight the Ottomans, we need to start building up cannons. Bare minimum, if we're sieging down Constantinople, I don't want to be sitting here for years. This is a level 3 fort. I want to have at least 10 cannons. Just 10. Bare minimum. Preferably more. Preferably 11 to... See, like 11 would be a good number, because then you could have a 10 combat stack that's like your primary, and then a 1 stack that's your secondary siege, who's at least getting a 1 siege bit bonus. But for combat purposes, I'd probably still be looking at more. Alright, these guys are all going away. These guys are reinforcing. Supply is fine here to put them there. And these guys are fully on the siege. You know what? We do have a tiny bit of money. Let's at least try to get up to 6 cannons. Except we have no manpower, of course. Alright, yep, okay, that's fine. And unfortunately, we didn't get there in time. That is really annoying. Ugh. Brutal. See, this is the kind of thing, like, you really need to keep an eye on it ahead of time. Corsica. Like, I am not dealing with a rebellion on Corsica. Absolutely not. No way. This needs to go away. What can we do here? Can we get a National Unrest guy? We can. He's 5 ducats a month, half price advisor, admin points. You know what? We can afford that because we've already righted the ship a little bit. We have the income for it. So we're going to do that. Switch over here. That gets rid of the rebellion and rid of the rebellion in Corsica. And honestly, we shouldn't even have to fight this 30 stack. But it is an Iron Man save, so I can't do anything about it. So I would hire that guy right away after making some of those changes. But for now, I guess we're going to have to pile most of these troops over this way-ish and get ready to deal with the rebellion. At least we have the zone of control here. Right, I was going to talk about the forts that I deleted. So, I kept some, right? And I like having walls. I like having like a barrier that blocks zone of control so they can't just come in from the north and like walk around and get into this nice undefended land now in the center that's nice and protected. Looking at the forts of Polotsk, if we're at war, he's going to project zone of control in this area. So you can see that no one's going to be able to go through his land. So this, despite not looking like there's a protection here, there's a wall going like this. There's nothing over here, which is sort of annoying. But I deleted them kind of strategically, trying to keep provinces that have good terrain, like defensive terrain, preferably high development provinces. I noticed it seems like this player likes to build forts in estuaries, which is an interesting way of deciding. Right, there was a fort in every estuary, and I deleted most of them. It's understandable, right? These are very high development provinces usually, and having the trade power is really good. But the reason I deleted them is because they're usually in the wrong area, right? They're in flat terrain, or they're in the middle of nowhere that's never going to get sieged anyway. Like, so I can understand the strategy behind building forts in that type of territory, but I don't think it's necessary. So we got rid of them. And we're now down to just 16 forts, down from 27. The 16 forts that we do have, I think, are useful. They're all on the border or near areas with unrest. But anything that's like same culture, primary religion, accepted culture or accepted religion, accepted culture, sorry, we don't really need forts. We've got negative unrest in these provinces, so why bother? This one I kept strictly because it's close to blocking off Sweden, and I expect that they will be annoying in the future. But when you have positive income, you can very easily just... we're trading in copper now. That's cool. Okay, smugglers are dominating. That's good. That's fine. We are losing innovativeness. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Practically not even a real mechanic. Looks like we have enough spy network strength to fabricate a claim on this fella. I usually just go by development. And you're going to eventually take whatever you want, but... I guess in this case, get over here. Alright, so we have some troops that are in a good position. They are looking to engage us, so let's go ahead and raise maintenance to full and then threaten to reinforce. You can see that we're about to do that. So I don't know if I fully explained this properly. Like, I want to make sure people understand this. Morale damage, the damage that you inflict with your troops, is not based on current morale, it's based on maximum morale. And that's why if you have an army that's like, it had low morale because you had a low slider, and then you bump it up to full, even though they have only 2.76 current morale, the amount of damage they inflict is based on the maximum morale. So if I did leave the slider here, then the maximum morale is going to be less, which means we do less morale damage. Hence, having it at a certain number and then just raising it for actual combat. We lose 300 and whatever, we're killing 400, we're killing more. Here comes the other guys. Having some more cannons would be nice. The cav are going to come in to reinforce. And this is a case where, because we had extra infantry, only one cav is even going to be able to engage. So you can kind of already see why the cav are so not useful. But as long as we hold out for 6 more days, which we will, we'll get the reinforcement, here comes the extra dudes, and then we'll crush them, and then we will be done pretty much with this war. This is a great opportunity to consolidate away some of these Streltsy as well. That guy's going to go and get disbanded, and this guy, we're going to go back down, pull the cannons off, sorry, the cav off, and most of the cannons, and we'll go down to like a 13 stack to maintain the siege, and make sure that we have the siege pip guys still here. We should. We do. Akazar has declared independence. Alright, cool. I did check between episodes. This gentleman has done a very good job building buildings in most places. There are still some that could make a lot of profit, like Nizhny Novgorod, half ducat a month. Yeah, that's definitely a higher priority than trying to build anything else or paying off a loan or something. Alright, so we're at full maintenance. We can stay at full maintenance for a bit just so that we're prepared for this battle. What kind of leader do we have here for this? Our 5-4. 3-5. So if we had more cannons, I'd be more interested in using the 5-4, but since we don't, I guess we'll stick with the 3-5 over here. Let's get him there and get ready to do this battle. This is so dumb that we have to even fight these guys. Waste of manpower. Also, we have one more cannon we need to build in order to get to 6. but we don't have the ducats for it because I spent all the money. All right, that is that. So these are the three that we have a claim on. There is a potential coalition. Mazandaran, and Ajam. I don't know that we're really in a position to be taking more land. Like, the endless need to take clay is not going to really help us here. I will take the fort for sure, so we don't have to siege it again, but I'm going to leave these two untaken. Like, really, the goal here was for me to fix the economy, right? Like make more money, please. Please make more money. Please, like, get us out of that problem. And taking land that's the wrong culture, at the wrong religion, downstream from our trade node, with high autonomy, with low religious unity, with, oh my god, all these things. We don't need more land right now, but we will take the fort since we put in the effort to do it, and then we'll take all of his money, we'll take war reps. And we can't get any of this trade value, so who cares about that? Fierce Negotiator, Length of War, -33. We really started this recently, huh? December of 1607? Okay, fair enough. This army can go to here, and also this army can go to here. We'll at least put occupied and besieged provinces on the capital. There's probably that army retreated to there. We can get one more battle in if we wanted to push for it. We are really low on manpower, so I probably should not do full, like, little sieges here. We should just send, like, a 1 or 2 stack there to get that done, but for now. What do we have here? Another mountain fort. It's no fun, but let's just go do this so this guy will end the war quicker. Then we can get back down to a lower maintenance value. Not to mention we have this pretty good leader. Inca just had to give up 800 ducats to France. Ouch. Unfortunate for them. Alright. So, the battle happened there. He has no morale. That 1 stack will actually stack wipe him. He will already accept. But we might as well stack wipe him just so that he has to rebuild them. And will be weaker again in the future. I'm sure we'll be fighting him at some point. Again. There goes all that. The hero 1 infantry guy. Alright, so we can take 180 ducats. We can take war reps. We can take the 1 fort. We can take, and this is where I probably would want to get some extra prestige to placate subjects and stuff. And the best place to get that is going to be from ending rivalries. So if we can get that, how close are we to acceptance right now? 29 reasons? Alright, let's, what is it that's causing you to be so uninterested in this? Also, little minor thing. We have a ticking war score at 0.4 because the war goal was Lahajan. Lahajan was behind the fort. I probably would have declared for well, I mean, maybe the higher development one makes more sense. I personally probably would have fabricated on the mountain so that I could siege the mountain and get the ticking war score right away, rather than having to wait for level 4 siege. But anyway, I'm just going to peace out now. I don't really want to wait. We'll take like an annulled alliance or axis or something. That's about it. Okay, so that's good. 6 prestige. It's nice. Fine, whatever. These troops can all head back to here to suppress those rebels. Let's go ahead and train up another cannon. We have subjects who are disloyal. It's fine. Let's placate this guy once. They should, now that we're at peace, start to disband some of their troops and get rid of relative strength of the alliance, making things easier. And we need to now definitely put down this rebellion. We got plenty of time with Astrakhan being a fort. But, so we're 2 episodes in. I feel like we could play more, but I'm also kind of unsure if it's necessary. What else would I do? Well, first off, I mentioned that I want more cannons, so I would still be looking to just disband infantry. So honestly, I'm just gonna do that. These guys are dead. Okay, we're gonna go down to that. We're at like 124. That's plenty, right? All you really need is max combat width with 20 cannons behind you to beat the Ottomans easily. So we need like, I don't know, 30 infantry in this province with 10 to 20 cannons behind them, and then a backup stack of 30 infantry here to reinforce the front line when the front line starts to take casualties. So 60,000 infantry on the west, we have 124,000. We're fine. I mean, pile the rest of them over here to occupy this area, and then you're good to go. Beyond that, we got rid of the cav. I still want more cannons. We can easily afford them. We're in a position now where we're making 11 ducats more a month. Our expenses are down. We're making a little bit. This is at full maintenance. We're making 17.6 net now. And a big part of it was getting rid of like 9 forts. And we're also paying for a much better advisor in the one category that we are weak. So that'll help us catch up on admin tech. That'll help us to core things. Down here, it might be worth looking around a little bit more. There may be a... There's no way there's a Persian core or something that we could release, is there? Probably not. Persia probably has never formed yet. But, I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm going to, again, not record another episode here for the moment until I see some of your comments, but I don't think we really need to continue on this one. I think we've pretty much righted the ship as far as income goes. The idea that the gentleman had was to take trade ideas next, which I think is going to be difficult to do. He's working on influence right now, and he's going to fall behind on Diplotech in order to do that idea group. In a rare turn, I would actually probably consider economic. I almost never like economic, but as Russia, trade is not a good opportunity for you. Unless you can get all the way down into India, which is going to take some time, economic will give us more tangible temporary benefits. Granted, we are behind on admin points, so that's kind of unfortunate, but I mean, with this, you could get national tax modifier, get the construction costs down. The autonomy change is not a big deal. Land maintenance would help out quite a bit with this huge Streltsy army. Production efficiency would be great, right? Right now we've got 8% production efficiency, so 10% boost of production efficiency is going to be pretty big. It's going to be two-ish ducats a month, and 10% here is going to be another 3-ish ducats a month. So I'd go in that direction. So, and then also I would be fighting wars right now. Here's the thing about like world conquest, like you don't have to take all the land right now. Like it's okay to declare war on Sweden and take no land. Just go beat up Sweden, you know? Just go attack them, take all their cash, and then take war reps, and then peace out, and have like a 6-year truce, or 7-year truce, and just be like, all right, thank you for the money. And then use that money to build up your infrastructure while they are suffering the devastation and the lack of economy from the war. And then the next time you fight them, it'll be even easier to beat them, and you can just go from there. So, anyway, same thing with like Brandenburg. Like, Brandenburg is no emperor. Like, Brandenburg would be easy to beat. Just go kick his butt. Just beat him up, take all of his cash. So, all right, I'm gonna take a break here. Let me know what your thoughts are. I don't think we need to do another one on this. If you guys disagree, let me know, and we'll keep playing. But we've played for a short period of time, and I mean, I'm okay with attacking Kazakh. Kazakh would be a great opportunity for some influx of cash. War reps, all of his money, one province. And then you do it again. You do it again in like 10 years. And then again in another 10 years. Like, keep milking him. And that's really all I have to say about that. So, all right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you again in the next episode. I'll see you soon.